The Democratic Republic of Congo has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world. As a boy, Dr. Denis Mukwege would travel with his father, a pastor, throughout the community to comfort the sick and dying. He resolved to do more and founded Panzi Hospital to safeguard women's lives and ensure that their children have the chance to thrive. Many of his first patients, however, were not delivering mothers, but instead women and girls who had been raped with extreme brutality as the Second Congo War waged on. The Panzi model was born. Since the hospital opened its door over 20 years ago, this model has helped more than 68,000 survivors of sexual violence rebuild their lives. His tireless effort to champion women's rights and eradicate rape in conflict resulted in him being named the Nobel Prize Laureate. His patients call him Dr. Miracle, but we are honored to call him our leader.
Hello everyone and welcome, bienvenue to our virtual birthday party of a dear friend and hero, Dr. Denis Mukwege, or his patient call him Dr. Miracle. We are thrilled to have you here today as we celebrate his extraordinary life and honor his achievement by raising funds for those he's made his life mission to treat at his Panzi Hospital and Foundation in the Democratic Republic of Congo. My name is Noela Kosaris Musunga, and as a Congolese woman and woman rights advocate, it's my honor to kick off today's festivities and introduce you to our lovely host who I'm so fortunate to call my dear friend, award-winning actress and activist, Thandie Newton. You may know Thandie from her memorable roles in Westworld, Beloved and The Pursuit of Happiness, but what you may not know is that she's also been a long-standing supporter of Dr. Mukwege and his work, and serves on the board of directors of VIDE, which supports City of Joy, a transformative leadership community for survivors in the DRC, of which Dr. Mukwege is a co-founder together with Christine Schuler, the Shriver, and V, formerly Eve Ensler. We are so happy to bring Thandie and Dr. Mukwege together again, albeit virtually this time, and we're very much looking forward to hearing more about Thandie's own experience visiting Panzi. Thandie, take it away. Have everyone a beautiful night and thank you very much.
I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so delighted to have you all to myself for a moment because you're my hero. You're my hero, and it's just so wonderful to see you and celebrate your birthday. You do so much for everyone, and it's really wonderful to celebrate you. It's wonderful to celebrate you. Yes.
Thank you, Thandie.
And how are you? You're in Bukavu now. You've been for a year because of COVID. How are you doing?
Yeah, you know, I'm now living in the hospital and I'm working in the hospital. So my life have completely changed with what happened to me. The question of security, I'm just living in the hospital, and I can say that this is very hard.
Yes.
It's very hard.
So it's not just about COVID. It's about security.
It's about security because you know, when I was attacked at my home, so I left my home because it was really very dangerous for me.
You lost
in my place and even to come to the.
It's true that you lost your security guard
Joseph and
was killed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Can we remember?
And now it's more.
Can we remember him now? Can we just remember him now and thank him for everything that he did? Your security guard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. So and how do you feel, what needs to happen for you to be able to have a life outside of the hospital, for you to be able to move freely around Bukavu? What needs to change?
Yeah, I think that now, we are really fighting to get international justice, because when all the perpetrators of all these crimes and rape are free, and they are free, they have guns, and they have impressions that they can go on doing what they're doing. So I think that this is really very dangerous for us when we denounce it. When people have guns and you denounce them, it's like just a mafia.
Yes.
So for us, if really we can get in Congo a rule of law, this can help a lot. But I'm trying to push to get the possibility to get an international tribunal for Congo, but it's very hard to get it. But I think that if this happens, I'm sure that the criminal will be afraid to go on doing what they're doing. And I think that this can give us a possibility to get a normal life. But when they're free, they have guns and they have money, so they can pay anytime or themselves. Why not themselves? They can even kill you because they know that there is any consequences on their own acts.
Yeah, they can act with impunity. But why are you a target? I know why you're a target. Can you explain to us why you, Dr. Mukwege, all you're doing is helping women give birth safely and horribly healing women after extreme abuse and sexual violence? So why are you a target?
Yeah, I think there is the war in Congo is really a war to control the minerals.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see the tons of gold, diamond, cobalt, coltan exported by all these armed groups, are getting a lot of money. And I think that's true. And they're fighting on the body of women. So when I take position that women should be protected, and if women are protected and the war stops, so their business also will stop. That is the reason I think that it's only
cycle. That is the cycle. The war is being fought on the bodies of women, because that is how they control a community, is by destroying women, and then they can control communities and mine the resources that you're talking about, which then they can exchange for money, which they can use for buying weapons. And this is a cycle that's been going on for decades. And when you started the hospital in 1999, and all you wanted to do was help women deliver their babies safely.
Exactly. I think that my goal was. Please.
You didn't know that you would suddenly be trying to get a rule of law in Congo, right?
Yeah, but when I started the hospital, my goal was not really to treat victims of sexual violence.
No,
at this time, I think this idea was far off. No, exactly. But suddenly, when I started to treat, when I opened the hospital, the first patient I treat, she didn't come to deliver, but she came because she was raped. And for me, really, this was very strange. It was the first time that I could see a woman destroyed like the one I treated in 1999. And for me, it was just, maybe I just thought that it was an accident. Maybe he lose his mind and he did these bad things.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. I crazy person. But I was wrong. I was wrong because now after 20 years, I can see that it's a strategy of war, and rape is used as a weapon of war, really, to destroy women, terrorize the community so they can exploit. Exactly. It's a weapon of war. Exactly.
And so many of the perpetrators were themselves children witnessing their own families being destroyed. It's true to say, isn't it?
Exactly. I think that when rape is take place in public and in front of children, in front of husband, I think that this is really is a rape to destroy not only the victim, but also to destroy the family, to destroy the community. Is a way to destroy the fabric of the society.
And
because when children can witness their mother be raped, it's very effective. I can say that it's very effective because when I met with men who went through these terrible things, or the wife in front of them, I can tell you that all of them are so traumatized. They don't have any kind of initiative to do things. They are so traumatized. And really, I think that this weapon is very effective because it's a way just to say to a community, you are nothing. I can do everything on you without any consequence. And people have this feeling that, of course, if my wife was raped in front of me, what I am, I'm not a man, and they have impression that really they are not at all a man. And I think that this weapon is very effective. And you can see that now in many modern war, rape is used really at many places in the world now.
It is, and I think that it's something which through history has been used, of course. And I know that even on television shows, we see sexual violence as a way of gaining, with power. And I always feel sickened by that, because we should be trying to change things rather than just accepting that this is what happens. And I know that women, when they come to Panzi, if they manage to be healed enough, you also provide other kinds of healing, which you have recognized is incredibly important for these people. You've talked about how husbands lose their sense of themselves, their manhood, the shame that just falls on people is so life destroying, as well as the physical harm. And so one of the things that's so extraordinary about Panzi is that you seek to also heal the psychological scars. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, when we start to treat women, for us, it was clear that we are only medical, we have a medical skill, so we're just treating them physically. But so we just discovered that this was not enough, because after to treat women physically, most of them will not like to go back home, and they will just, I can say in French, we say somatisation, so they were just coming back with other complaints and so on. So at the end, we discovered that our medical treatment, physical treatment was not enough. So we start to help them mentally. So we have some psychologists and assistants who are helping women. And after this, really, we discover that women become really very strong, physically and mentally. But
they've experienced,
they should go.
They can experience. For them, there's nothing worse that can happen to them, so they are unstoppable. If they are given the skills.
Yeah, exactly, and exactly, and when we give them the skills, so then they be.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. It's also very important that they learn their rights, their human rights.
Exactly, I think that when they're here now, we have a program to teach them their rights, and when they know their rights, when they become autonomous, so they can produce themselves, then they become very strong. And I can tell you, it's the time that I admire the power of women, because at this time you can see that they are not only able to fight for themselves, but they are also fighting for the right of their children, the right of the community, and I love it. I love to see how women can transform their own life for change their own community.
Yeah, even after they've been through the worse than death. It's just awful what they've been through. And then they end up turning pain into power. And what you were saying about the husbands being so broken, these women can even help their husbands feel whole, right? By teaching the community that what happened to them was wrong.
At the beginning, I think that this was one of the very hard things to the men to accept that women can be strong and work and support them. But today, I think that we have a good program of family mediation, and I can see that many women are supporting their husband to help them to understand that even if it happened, we still strong as women, and we still we have all the capacity to work for ourselves and to support you. So we have now many couple of women and men who are coming together and work together, and especially in the area of Kamituga, and it's in the west of Bukavu. We can see that really men and women are now coming together, not only to support each other, but also to fight against sexual violence. And this is very positive and encouraging our team and ourselves.
I mean, some of the women you've treated have gone on to become nurses and staff at Panzi, haven't they?
Yeah, now we have some women we treat here at Panzi who are nurses. Some of them are anesthetists, and so on. And this is really, even lawyers. So I think that this is really wonderful to see that women, after these terrible things, they still believe in themselves, and not only believe in themselves, but also they want really to change the world, because I think that when you ask them why you chose to be a nurse, it's I want to support other women. As myself, I was supported when I was raped. And the lawyers, it's the same. They want really to support women and go to justice and so on. And I think that this kind of dynamic of supporting each other and try to use the suffering to be a power to support others is really very, very strong mechanism of to rebuild the society.
In fact, it's the complete counterpart to rape as a weapon of war. What these women have managed to do is stop that from working. Very, very difficult.
And I, yes, really, I believe that the power of women will change this country, and I believe in it because I can see how women are making things happen. This is really the way that this country can change, and really the right of women can be respected in our society.
Happy birthday to one of my favorite men on the planet. I love that you honor women's bodies and teach them to value themselves. I have personally been forever changed and transformed and lifted by your wild and massive heart. So today, let's raise you up on this birthday. Let's raise funds and raise energy for your efforts at Panzi.
Happy birthday, Dennis. I hope you have a great one. Today, we are all delighted to celebrate you and your work as a man who has dedicated his life to supporting survivors of sexual violence. You continue to give so much to the fight for justice, and it is an honor to stand beside you in the fight.
Je viens vous souhaiter joyeux anniversaire, beaucoup de bonheur, de bénédiction, et que Dieu continue à vous accorder longue vie. Vous avez changé ma vie, vous avez changé la vie de milliers de personnes, et aucun mot ne pourra exprimer ce que nous voudrions vous exprimer pour dire merci, pour exprimer notre gratitude.
Joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire, Joyeux anniversaire, docteur Denis Mukwege. Joyeux anniversaire. Et joyeux anniversaire à toi, le grand homme, le respectable, le réparateur de nos mamans, notre prix Nobel de la paix, docteur Denis Mukwege, notre fierté. Voilà, une petite vidéo pour te souhaiter un joyeux anniversaire. Que Dieu te garde, que Dieu continue à te garder pour nous, pour toutes les mamans du Congo. On est ensemble, c'est Fali et Poupa.
Hi and happy birthday, Dr. Mukwege. My mind was just overwhelmed today thinking and remembering the incredible time that I got to spend with you. And I don't forget the work that you do, the needed work that you do for so many women out there who wouldn't be alive without you.
Dr Mukwege, je tiens à vous souhaiter un joyeux anniversaire à partir de Bruxelles. Je tiens aussi à vous remercier pour tout ce que vous représentez pour nous et pour tellement de personnes au monde.
Happy 66th birthday, Dr. Mukwege. In your name and in your honor today, we are raising more funds to make an even bigger impact and continuing impact. Your humanity, your light, and your love knows no bounds.
Dr. Mukwege from New York, happy birthday. We're thinking of you. We're wishing the best to you and to your colleagues at the hospital.
Very, very happy birthday. You are the best that your country has. And I wish that you keep in the best of health and the best of spirits and strength for you, your family, and all of us. And we are going to keep on working together and doing beautiful things in the future.
I was with you in Panzi in 2011, and I had the opportunity to meet many of the patients at Panzi. I spoke to women who I felt were sisters to me. I had experienced sexual abuse in my younger years, and I felt a kinship and a sympathy, a compassion. Because of that, I felt that I understood a tiny little bit. When I came to visit in Panzi and I spoke with the women, and one thing that really struck me was how little they realized people outside of Congo care, how they felt invisible. I mean, obviously they feel invisible within Congo, but also that nobody else is interested, nobody else cares. So for me to be there and to say, I care, and I wouldn't have been there if I hadn't known what's been going on. And I think that most people don't understand what's going on. And the international community cannot say that they are nothing to do with what is happening in Congo, because so many minerals, precious minerals, expensive minerals, come from Congo and are used to fuel the violence that is going on in Congo. So I also feel responsible as a person in the world who benefits from electric goods. I felt responsible. And I think that we are all responsible. And what happens to women in Congo, what happens to you, Dr. Mukwege, we are all responsible. And this is your 66th birthday. You have given your adult life to this. You had no idea that your life would turn into this. You have to be a lawyer, a psychotherapist, a political activist, and an obstetrician and a gynecologist. I'm sure you're a pilot too. And we benefit so much. The international community benefits in a horrible way, and that has to change. But we can help. And today is your birthday. And can you just tell us a little bit about the small amounts of money that you receive, that the Panzi receives? Tell us how much that helps, and just how you manage to keep Panzi running without the help that you receive. You know, you need this help, and it's such a small contribution that people can give, but we know that we're giving it to the source of a problem which is so serious and so deserving of your support. Is Panzi operating? Do you feel that it's getting the support that it needs? You need more? Are you always feeling insecure about the funds at Panzi? Can you tell us a little bit about how much more we can help?
Yeah, I want really to thank and I'm grateful for all the people and all the organizations around the globe who are supporting us, because we are treating more than 2,000 women a year, and we don't have resources to do it. And without your support, without really many of them who are supporting us to do what we are doing, we will not be able to do what we are doing. As I said, when we need not only to treat patients physically, just 1 week ago, I met a young girl of 3 years, and I treated her 3 months ago. She was raped by soldiers, and this young girl of 3 years, really, she was completely destroyed, and it was just terrible to see what happened to her. And after to treat her, it's of course very important to get the equipment we need to do this kind of surgery. It's very important to get it. And we don't have any support. All our support is coming from abroad, from many organizations and people who are supporting. So I operate her, and I can say that after to operate her, I was so angry with what happened. So we discussed with the mother, and the plan was maybe to try to get justice, because the way that she was destroyed, I think that she don't have a future. She don't have a future. And how we can do for this kind of trauma if we don't help, for example, these children to go to school, to help her to go to school so she can be educated and be able to be autonomous in their life. Yes. And it's what we are doing. It's what we are doing, and we can't do it without your support. We can't do it without to get people who are behind us, supporting us. And really, I want to say thank you a lot for what you are doing, because without this, I think that even the staff here will just lose the hope.
Yes.
But when we can give hope to others, when we can support this kind of children, this kind of women who come at the hospital after to be rejected by the family, after to be rejected by the husband, but we can teach them, give them a new skill so they can take care of themselves.
Take care of
themselves, to do all these things.
Take care of themselves, know their rights, and help others also know their rights.
Exactly, because for to know their rights, we need to educate and there also your support. So really, I'm so grateful for all the people who are supporting us to do what we are doing, because without your support, I'm sure that we will just give up. But today, with your support, we feel that we can go on supporting and not only treating patients, but also fighting for their right, advocating.
And changing Congo, and hopefully by extension, the world.
Happy birthday, Dad. You are a true gift to the world, and definitely a gift for Congo. I'm very proud to be called your son.
Joyeux anniversaire, papa, à partir de la Cité de la Joie. Nous sommes le 1er mars, ça vous fait 66 ans. Et quand je pense, ça fait plus de 3 décennies qu'on est vraiment amis, très proches. Vous êtes un frère, un confident, devenu même mon psychologue. Et je pense que les personnes ne peuvent pas imaginer tout ce qu'on a traversé ensemble pendant toutes ces guerres. Quand il n'y avait pas de route, où on devait s'arrêter, marcher à pied et abandonner nos véhicules. Il y a tellement de chemins parcourus et ensemble, et on s'est toujours arrangé. Quand l'un était au creux de la vague, il y en avait toujours un des deux qui était au sommet de la vague, et c'est comme ça qu'on a pu avancer. On a fait de si belles choses ensemble, et je suis sûre qu'on en fera encore les prochaines 30 années. Je voulais simplement vous dire par ce message à quel point nous tenons à vous. Vous êtes, je ne sais pas si on pouvait représenter l'humilité, la bonté, je pense qu'on dessinerait votre cœur. Je voulais aussi, par ce message, juste vous dire à quel point on vous aime. On sera toujours à vos côtés. Et vous savez de toute façon que vous pouvez compter sur nous, et on sait que c'est réciproque.
Hi, Dr. Mukwege. It's Michaela Watkins, and I just wanted to wish you a happy 66th birthday. You've just changed the world for so many people, and the dignity and love that you instill in others is remarkable.
Lara dog Teddy Mkengwa. Tukuvugiri oru amavuganya muzindo omungu okulisikulu olukulu lwene ene olusikulu wabutagwa twamavuganya muzindo omungwa twamana kuha irengeri yawe okuzibwe nyamuzinda akuzibwe iju yawe okalola abana bangu okwololaga ngoko wabutagwa omusikulu wene okage tugire naminja olusikulu wene okengeri ya muburu wagawe okengere ni furaha yawe mweri furaha yawe oliwajira twamaguvuga omungwa nirurukengere oraliaga hini ogaruyima ulyadu twasenganya muzindo omungwa olame ochire ojenyanya igulu ligandaze emwanya muzinda koko omwanya.
Joyeux anniversaire Dr Mukwege. Je vous souhaite une très très bonne fête et je voulais profiter de l'occasion pour vous dire à quel point votre contribution humanitaire et votre vocation spirituelle, à quel point c'est exemplaire, touchant et inspirant. Again, joyeux anniversaire, bonne fête à vous et à très bientôt. Much love.
Joyeux anniversaire, Dr Denis Mukwege, mon héros comme j'aime vous appeler. Vraiment, je vous souhaite tout le meilleur pour cette année supplémentaire et tous les bonheurs du monde, tout ce qu'on peut souhaiter de mieux à une personne que l'on aime beaucoup. Voilà. J'espère qu'on se verra très vite. En tout cas, nous sommes là de tout cœur avec vous. À très vite.
Happy birthday to the incredible Dr. Mukwege. You are an inspiration. Your work to empower countless lives is respected and celebrated by so many people around the world. You are continuously advocating for human rights, and you are providing innovative healthcare for many women. You are making the world a better place, and I'm humbled to wish you a happy birthday.
Joyeux anniversaire, Dr Mukwege. Merci pour tout le travail que vous faites pour toutes nos mamans à l'Est. et vous êtes vraiment une bénédiction pour le pays. Que Dieu vous donne la force de continuer de travailler, ne lâchez pas. Plein de bonnes choses, on est ensemble de la part de Enos.
Dr. Mukwege, just so that people have a sense of the enormity of this issue, you have one of 2 hospitals in Congo that can help women who have been devastated by sexual violence, yes? And Congo is huge, huge. And these women don't get on a plane and fly to you. They have to walk through forest and mud and terrified. Most women wouldn't even get to you. So the ones that do get to you, some of them, yes, will be treated. And I'm sure some don't even make it, even with your treatment. Yeah. And I'm just reading here, you have treated over 68,000 survivors since you opened Panzi. That number is staggering, especially as it's a portion of the women who have been destroyed by sexual violence. That's just to give a sense to those out there. And you have managed to do it with the support that you've had. And I feel we need to do more. Anybody who owns anything electrical like this, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. Either you can accept it or not. But if we benefit in this way with these goods that we have that make our lives better, we cannot turn away. Not only must we help in this period, but we must also help to end the sexual violence that is used as a weapon of war in Congo and everywhere. Everywhere. Because the other thing about rape as a weapon of war, which is terrifying, is that it costs nothing. It's the most effective.
It's a weapon of war.
And it costs nothing.
Nothing. But it is destroying and devastating families, communities. So I think that really we need really to fight to end sexual violence.
Yes, we have to fight to end it. And it's not just a Congolese problem. It is not. Because Congo, like everywhere, is also responsible for great art, great music, great medicine, sir. Great medicine. So it's a country to be celebrated, to be appreciated, to be thanked. And this is, in a small way, we can do that by helping pioneers like you. Even the fact that you're celebrating your birthday in this way, it's such a privilege, a privilege. And I would love to come again when this pandemic is over. I want to come back and see my friends at Panzi again. I made some, I remember one.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. But it's not
after 10 years.
It's not even easy to get there, though, I remember I went to Bukavu with a delegation of 40, 50 people, all of whom wanted to see the work at Panzi, and also by extension, the incredible project that you and Yves Ensler created, City of Joy. And I was there to see that, and I benefited from that. And it's been something that's of such great importance to me ever since. And yes, I will be back as soon as this COVID because COVID also must make things very difficult for you there. This virus.
Yeah, of course. Yes, you know that with COVID, it's as I said at the beginning. Now I'm living here at the hospital, and now nearly 1 year, I even don't get an opportunity to leave the hospital and to see my grandchildren, and really I miss them. This is terrible. But I think that when this pandemic will be over, I hope that the first thing that I'm going to do, I will go straight to see my grandchildren.
Yes.
And really, we need to invite you so you can come back after 10 years.
Yes, to see all
what
my
happened.
Here's
Exactly.
Christine.
Yes. Oh, good.
Christine and Mama,
Yes.
all our friends. It's always on my wall.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Christine. Good.
Joyeux anniversaire, Papa Denis. Quelle fierté de voir la RDC représentée par des magnifiques personnes comme toi. Tu as tout notre soutien et tout mon soutien pour tous tes accomplissements dans l'année qui va venir. Et voilà, nous sommes de tout cœur avec toi et je suis de tout cœur avec toi. À bientôt. Bye.
Bon anniversaire, Dr Mukwege. Merci pour cet immense travail que tu n'arrêtes pas de faire. Que Dieu te donne encore la force et la vie de pouvoir le continuer. Merci encore et bon anniversaire à toi.
Uzali Wenjema. Je sais pas chanter, papa, j'aurais chanté toute la chanson juste pour toi. Joyeux anniversaire à toi, la fierté de notre papa, Munganga Wetu, notre prix Nobel de la paix, le docteur Denis Mukwege. Merci d'être là, merci pour tout ce que tu fais. Que Dieu continue à te bénir, qu'il puisse continuer à te procurer cette grâce, cette longévité et tout ce que ton cœur désire. Sois béni, papa. Un bisou de la petite Ika de Young.
Joyeux anniversaire à toi, Papa Denis. Que Dieu t'accompagne dans tes accomplissements, qu'ils soient encore plus grands. De la lumière pour toi, pour les gens que tu aimes, ta famille, tes amis et ton pays. Nous t'aimons très très fort.
Bon anniversaire, grand frère. J'espère que tu vivras assez longtemps pour connaître la paix et la sécurité dans ton beau pays. N'oublie pas que tu as changé ma vie. Nous sommes des guerriers, nom de Dieu. Et n'oublie pas que tu comptes beaucoup pour moi, que tu comptes beaucoup pour nous, car tu portes en toi une partie de ce qui nous manque.
I'm very excited about this new film by Google about the transformation of some of your patients. That there's been a film made where we are going to see this transition from devastation to independence and self-respect. Can you tell us a bit about the film that's coming out and also your book, The Power of Women? Yes?
Yeah, I think that really for me and for most of my staff, we can see this transformative activities that we are doing here at the hospital, at the City of Joy, Maison d'Orcas, to help women really to change their life and to transform pain in power. And the power of women, as my book will come, is really something that it's my experience in working here at the hospital. I think that this is something that I saw when I'm working with women, and to see what women are going through and their capacity to rebuild their new life and to change everything around them is so impressive. And really, I admire how the women are doing things. And I hope that this film and this book will help really many people in Congo to understand that we need really to join our forces to support women and just they are able to make things happen if we support them and we put ends to support them. It's only what we need.
It's it's one of the most extraordinary things about coming to Panzi and coming to Congo over the last, I know it's been 10 years, but one of the things that's so amazing about that is I've seen how in 10 years, I've seen what you're talking about. And what we might take for granted, $1, these women will take that dollar and you will take that dollar and it will become something bigger than money could ever be. And I think that in some sense, people don't even realize how extraordinary. It's like Jesus turning fish into, you know, a basket of fish, the loaves. It is. And it excites, it excites me so much just to see how, what is possible. And I feel like when I went to Congo and I was so struck as we were driving from Burundi through Rwanda and Uganda, and the beauty and the power and the majesty, and just how I think when we live in cities and places where we don't see greenery anymore, and you go to Congo and it is life and lush and everything grows, and the smallest seed can become something so wonderful. So I just want to encourage people. I want to encourage people because I know that in the world people are struggling and they want to help, but they're so scared that the small amounts that they can give, where will it go? And I just want to guarantee those out there. I have seen it with my own eyes. I have witnessed the transformation that is possible with very little, And it's for all of us. It's for all of us. Because I don't think we don't want to end sharing Congo's spoils with the world. It just has to be done in a way that is going to benefit the Congolese and benefit the world. It has to be fair and it has to be transparent. We're quite a long way away from that. But in the meantime, we have to know that the small amount that we can give is going to be turned into magic. And it takes hard work on your part, but the little that we can do, I want to just promise anybody who happens to be watching now, I promise you, it will turn into magic. It just will. And just to read the stories of transformation, to see the children that you treat, to know about it, it is painful. It's very, very disturbing, but it is also hope. If people can triumph over this horror, there is hope, not just in Congo, but everywhere. So it's a blessing to be able to give here to this source. It really is. And I think that Congo is the heart of the world, the center of our humanity, and it needs to be protected and it needs to be supported. And we will reap the benefits. The world will reap the benefits. It will. We're not disconnected. You've given us enough today. You must be exhausted. There are a few surprises for you on your birthday. Just small tokens of our appreciation. So if your lovely associates are with you and are able to celebrate, is there anything that can happen right now, Nicole?
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
Merci.
Hey, oh look, 66. Your grandchildren will be very happy. You have to make sure they get some.
I want to show you.
Yes.
They did.
Aww, that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Oh.
That's good. Wish I was in Bukavu right now.
Thank you so much.
Hey, look at that.
Yes.
Délicieux.
Oh, c'est très délicieux.
Délicieux et très grand. Oh, tu Tout le monde. Tout le
Les
monde.
nombreux.
Yeah, very nice.
Merci.
Merci.
Merci, Dr. Noëlla.
Au revoir.
C'est formidable. Au revoir.
Encore. See you in
Au revoir, papa. Au revoir.
See you in Bukavu.
Thandie, Thandie, I want to send you of my cake.
Yes. Yes. Please.
Airmail.
Yes.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. We are waiting for you.
This is just the beginning. Thank you so much for joining us for our special celebration of Dr. Denis Mukwege. We are now proud to present the world premiere of Ukweli, a short documentary produced by Google, one of Panzi's partners and supporters. Ukweli offers a glimpse into the lives of 3 Congolese artists looking to speak their truth and reclaim their history. The artists invite us to explore the DRC from a new angle, not just as a country affected by war, conflict, sexual violence, and poverty, much of it fueled by the lucrative trade of minerals used in smartphones, laptops, and other electronics, but as a country of talented, passionate people driven to create their own future. Happy viewing, and thank you for your support.